Now, it's no secret whatsoever that one of the biggest culprits for the UK's vast amount of legal migration over the last 5 years is student visas. And my next guest has issued a new report detailing the astonishing latest numbers, and they are absolutely mind-blowing. For example, in 2024, nearly half of all visas issued were student visas, the single biggest route for legal migration into the UK. And we appear to have a pipeline that the government's own figures suggest has already left 500,000 foreign graduates staying on after their visas expire. And if nothing changes, that number could hit 1 million within just 3 years. And the top nationalities, no surprises here, are India, Nigeria, China, Pakistan and the United States. Well, I'm joined now in the studio by the chairman of Migration Watch, Alp Mehmet, as well as GB News' senior political commentator, Nigel Nelson. Alp, always a delight to have your company. The numbers are incredible. 45% of all visas last year were student visas, over 50% never return home, and a whole raft of universities taking over 80% of all of their revenue from foreign students. The country is addicted to foreign students. How do we break that addiction?
You're right. The Prime Minister in May said that immigration was far too high, legal migration was too high, it had to come down. Well, he's retracted his comment about an island of strangers, but no matter. The fact is that unless you bear down on student visas, there is absolutely no way that there will be any significant reduction in migration, net migration in the coming years.
As a matter is, of course, though, the current regime and the previous regime, Kemi Badenoch was herself campaigning for more student visas to come in. The fact of the matter is, do we have too many universities and they simply rely upon them almost in their entirety for overseas money?
What has happened is that a lot of the lower ranking universities, and the bulk of these students actually go to the lower ranking universities. Yeah. By lower ranking, I mean those who are not in the top 100 and sometimes 500, 600, 700. I think that unless the government, first of all, applies a cap, secondly, it really looks closely at what universities are doing, there's little point in saying to universities, have a free hand to recruit all you like and fill your boots. I mean, that's a nonsense. We've got to bear down on that. We've also got to revert to the times when we were interviewing. The universities have the final say now. It should be the government. Our government and our officials should have the final say in who comes here. We should reintroduce interviews, for example. People who come here, they state their case, they show what qualifications they've got, they show they've got the money, and then we additionally say, but realistically, are you actually going to leave at the end of it? And they don't.
The facts are the facts, and your data shows that over half of all foreign students never go home. Do you think there's evidence here of universities being used as a backdoor route to simply staying in Britain forever?
It's become a scam, frankly, in many cases, simply because the universities absolutely depend on these higher fees, often students coming from countries that can ill afford it. Until we can break that, I'm afraid that it's going to go on, and it's going to go on adding to the huge net migration that we've got. 431,000 last year.
Nigel Nelson, bringing you for a quick comment here. Yvette Cooper today trying to tackle illegal migration, legal migration, migration through the front door, a complete nightmare also.
Well, I mean, that's the fault of Boris Johnson. He was the one who actually decided that we needed 600,000 foreign students by 2030, reason being to pay for universities. And that's the problem. These students are paying 38,000 if they're taking medical degrees, sometimes it's up to 68,000. The question really for Alp is if you carry out what you're suggesting, and sure, let's close loopholes, let's stop abuses.
Let's close universities.
Are you going to, well, hang on, before you start closing universities...
Harriet Watts University, 86% of its income foreign. Where is that? Harriet Watts.
The next stage would be university tuition fees for British students would have to go up.
Why?
No. Well, unless you want to close all the universities. If you've decided that university education is not valuable in itself, then that's a slightly different argument.
I'm sorry, Nigel, but that's nonsense. If universities have to depend on high fees from overseas students, then I'm afraid they should seriously consider their position. They should not be dependent on higher fees from poor students from poor countries.
But it follows that the British students would have to pay more.
No, they wouldn't necessarily have to pay more. Why? Why would they have to pay more?
Because the universities need to be funded, and overall the average is a quarter of all their funding comes from foreign students.
Let's fund them. Our students don't have to pay more.
Well, if we can fund them, that's another tax rise.
A tax rise... There's a lot of taxation. Some of what is already being paid can be diverted to students if necessary. But what we cannot do is allow universities a free hand to import every student that they want.
OK, Alp Mehmet, thank you very much. Nigel Nelson, superb as ever.
At GB News, we believe in the power of free speech. We're not afraid to ask the tough questions, challenge the status quo, and give you a voice. While others silence dissent, we champion the truth. By becoming a GB News member, you're not just supporting free speech, you're defending it. Please consider supporting us today. Together, we'll hold the powerful to account and make sure that your voice is always heard. Simply go to gbnews.com/support and stand with us for what matters most.